Hello, this is Steve. Welcome back to Scale Model Kit Review. And yes, I am back with another Star Wars Bandai kit. This time it is the Mandalorian in the silver coated version. Of course, this is the Beskar armor. Now this kit is readily available at Hobby Lobby. That's where I picked this up. It's quite expensive, around $70 retail, but at Hobby Lobby you can get it with the 40% off coupon when they have their sale. Of course, this is a Bandai Spirits kit from 2021, and I believe it's the same as the standard Mandalorian kit that I reviewed earlier, and you can see that in my playlist for the Star Wars Bandai kits. But this is the silver plated version. Let's look at the side, and you can see here they give us a couple scenes from the TV show, which there was 2 seasons of The Mandalorian that originally aired, and then of course there's rumors of a season 3 coming out, and I look forward to that. Also, towards the end of December of 2021, which is coming up here real shortly, is the Book of Boba Fett, and I'm looking forward to that. So this shows us different poses that you can do with the Mandalorian, and you can see he's a little more shinier than the other one. Very nice there, all the different weapons that he has included with this kit. Let's look at the side. And you can see it's very nice artwork that's put on this. This is kit number 5061797. And this time they give us a full figure pose. Of course, this kit is in 1/12 scale. Go ahead and open this up. And right away it kind of pops out at you with the silver coating. And I would say that this kit shares the same sprues as the earlier released Boba Fett kit. And little differences going on here with these newer Bandai kits. And looks like we received another cape, instructions, and all of that. So let me take everything out of the bags and we'll get a closer look. I'll be right back. Inside the first bag is Sprue D, and this is specific to the Mandalorian kit, so it's a new tool in this case. It does give us his helmet and some of his armor plating, very specific to the Mandalorian. Very nice there. His chest armor and his spear there. There's a little bit of undergating going along with when you cut it off, so you can be very careful there. You may have to use some chrome liquid pin to cover up some of the cut-offs from your X-Acto knife or from your sprue cutter. And here's the back side. Remember that the Bandai kits are, you don't have to use glue. They are squeezed together, press fit, very, very close tolerances, and sometimes you can't even tell when you put the halves together. The seams seem to just disappear. Sprue Tree B, and this gives us his rocket pack and some other small components. Basically the rocket pack. Some of the other parts on here are parts of the helmet for Boba Fett, so they will not be used. So that's these parts right here. Those are Boba Fett's parts for the helmet. So I'm pretty sure the only thing that we'll use off this tree pretty much would be the rocket pack here. And I'll turn that over. Really no details on the back side here. So these parts are the only ones that are the silver plated. And the next bag contained 3 sprue trees along with some stickers. And we'll go ahead and look at all these individually. A little note about the stickers. The stickers are very nice to use. They do lay down very nice, and they act pretty much as well or as good as your water slide decals. Bandai did not give us water slide with these. I don't know why. We paid a premium price for this kit, and it would have been nice to have the water slide. Now I do realize a lot of people have a problem using water slide, and they aren't comfortable with that, and that's fine, but I would have liked to have had the option to do water slide. But never fret, because these stickers are fantastic. So let me show you these individually. F sprue, and this gives us pretty much his weapons and hands. Also gives you his visor, or his face shield, the part that the Mandalorian looks out, and I'll show you a close-up of that. Here's his weapons. Very nice there. Some of the hand options that you get with this. His other weapon there. Now his face shield. Let's talk about that. I didn't talk about it in the previous review. In the past, like the Boba Fett figure, they gave you that visor in like a really dark, clear plastic. But in this case here, it's just black plastic, so it's not clear at all. Whether or not it needs to be clear, I don't know, but they did give it to us that way in the Boba Fett kit. Now, if I turn it over, there is some small details on this side too. Looks like the scope. And the other side of the gun, and part of the base here. Here's a closer look at the stickers. And like I was saying, these work very well. If you haven't tried them before, give them a try. And here's tree number 6, which is your tree for your poly, very pliable, rubbery. You get these in all the figures, allows the figures to move. So these are the parts that allow it to move. Now you want to be careful with using certain paints or solvents on the kit, because it can deteriorate these poly parts pretty badly. So just do a little search on Google, and it will tell you what paints specifically aren't really good for this kit. And the last thing in the bag was the stand. So this is just your typical stand, nothing fancy about it. The last bag of sprues contained 2 large sprue trees and a smaller one over here on the right. Now, I can't say whether or not any of these share the same trees as a Boba Fett, but I can tell you that this one right here, with all the torso parts and the legs and the arms, look very similar to the Boba Fett, along with the other one over here, the larger one with the legs and the body halves and such, and the feet. It looks very similar to the Boba Fett. Give me a second and we will look at these individually. Sprue C. Now this gives us the legs and arms and some of the hands, and this is kind of a lighter brown. And if I flip it over, nothing really to see on that side. A sprue, and this gives us the main body parts. Now this is typical Bandai, whereas they injected mold 4 different colors, and that's very unique to Bandai, and not many other model manufacturers do that. Matter of fact, I'm not aware of any others. There may be some though, but in this case we have a light brown, a dark brown, a bluish gray, and a gray. Let's get a closer look. So here's the dark brown parts, and that would be the feet and body parts. And then the gray parts. No, these aren't painted, it is colored plastic. Dark brown. And of course the blue, which is very highly polished. It's a dark blue, blue-gray. Flip it over. Really, there's no details on the back side there. And the last sprue, which is also a poly material. This gives us his shoulder strap, his holster, and his belt, along with part of the weapon, the butt as they call it. Very dark brown poly material, very pliable. Here's the holster. And found in another bag is his cape, and it's made out of a material very smooth, very nice, dark brown, and very similar to some of the other capes that are found in some of the other figure kits. And here's a customer support note that's placed in with the kit here, and it's basically, it says be sure to read this guide before assembling, and it's mostly in Japanese. However, they do say that this kit includes coated parts. The coating may come off if rubbed too hard with an eraser or wiped with a solvent. Please be careful when painting and panel lining. If it's difficult to assemble a part, try removing the coating with a file or sandpaper. So they actually give you the option here to, I believe, get some replacement parts here, and there's a phone number and everything on here. So that's pretty nice there. And then they give you a how-to assembly instructions. So if you've never built models before, they actually tell you all the symbols that are used in the instructions and how to do things correctly. They talk a little bit about undergating with their instructions there, like I was talking about. When you cut off the parts, it's real important when you have chrome parts or silver-plated parts that they do the undergating, and you're not actually cutting off some of that coating where it's visible while you're assembling. So, and then talk about how to do water slide. We didn't get water slide with this, but it's just a general how-to instruction manual there. Now let's look at the real instructions here. And here's the instructions, and they're typical Bandai figure type instructions. They are a fold out type instruction. Very nice, glossy, gives us a very nice picture of the Mandalorian there. A little bit of a scene on the bottom there. And we're not going to go through this in its entirety. I don't want to bore you with it, but like I was saying, it is a fold-out style. They do give you everything you should receive with the kit here, which is nice, and step-by-step instructions on how to assemble them. Very nice there. And here is decal and painting guide for the Mandalorian. We'll get a closer look there. And very nice. And of course some of the recommended colors you can use and how to paint the weapons and such. They did mention in the instructions about panel lining, so you want to be careful using the Tamiya panel liners on this. That's what can degrade the plastic on this, and especially your silver coating. So I would recommend, you know, any other kind of maybe some powders or such to do your weathering, but avoid the Tamiya panel liners. And that is it. I'll come back and I'll wrap up this build and give you my thoughts. And that was the open box review of the Star Wars The Mandalorian in the silver coated version with the Beskar armor. And what do I think about this kit? Well, do I think it's worth $70? I do not. I think that's way overpriced. I think that they're giving you just kind of false hope there for the silver coating. Really, with the silver coating, I see nothing different than taking some really good silver paints that are water-based or acrylic and using those on this figure instead of having to spend the money just for the silver coating. Is it a nice kit though? Yes, it's definitely a very nice kit. And it's typical Bandai. It's a shake and bake. You put it together and pretty much that's all you need to do. You really don't even need to paint it. But in this case, I would give it the 5 stars. I'm not going to knock it down because of the price. But if you can find it at a discount, then definitely do so. Don't pay $70 for it. I would not do that. But anyway, I want to thank you all who subscribe to my channel. Definitely give me a thumbs up if you can, and hit the bell if you want to get upcoming notifications on my builds or car builds. You know, I build all those cars for Eagle Moss and for Agora, and those are a lot of them are getting close to being wrapped up and being finished, and I can get back to my regular modeling. But anyway, happy modeling everybody, and take care.